There is a new farm project that students might not know much about. The old dairy farm down the road, recently, was demolished with the idea of building a new farm where students at South Kent could learn about sustainability. According to Merriam-Webster, sustainability means of, relating to, or being a method of harvesting or using a resource so that the resource is not depleted or permanently damaged. The whole idea is to make South Kent more self-sufficient. The Center for Innovation will be an energy-saving farm where students can grow their own food and learn about the challenges of our changing environmental climate. Although students are not yet able to access the farm on a regular basis, the property is already being used. Mr. Michael Benjamin's environmental science and ecology classes have gone over to the farm to use it as an educational playground. They use it to survey land, find species that inhabit the area, and for scientific studies like sampling the water running near the farm.
Since we don't have any facilities on the site over at Infinity Fields, basically my classes have been there for a few lab periods to collect samples and do some exploring. One of the things the environmental science class is doing right now is they've taken a sample that I kept from back when it was a functioning farm, and there were cows out there depositing waste on a daily basis. I took a sample of some of the runoff, meaning the rainwater that had percolated through some of the cow material, if you want to use a nice word. And the students in environmental science are trying to figure out essentially how to clean this water, what sort of chemical processes you could go through to make this actually usable for human uses again. And it's not that easy, as you can probably guess by the color of the water. A couple of labs where we've essentially gone out with ecology class and look at some of the diversity of species that you find on the farm property. And the environmental science students will be going back out there in the spring to do some studies of the soil around the farm. So the chemical properties, and then maybe what types of crops might be appropriate to grow out there based on the soil content.
We're hoping to have, we're calling them tracks right now. We've developed 3 major program areas.
Curriculum tracks.
Yes, curriculum tracks. One on sustainability, communication, and applied technology. We're hoping to have, if kids want to, particularly in the upper levels, 5th to 6th PG, if they would like to focus on these as maybe almost like an elective in college, they can do intensive study on the site in those different areas. It would look like a farming operation, but the idea of permaculture goes beyond just regular farming and really gets to the issue of kind of the symbiotic relationship between land, water, energy, and people. That's a very broad definition of what this is. So that will be the major sort of land use component of the site over there.
Changes in the global climate are going to cause the world to be a very different place for people. In other words, I don't think the future is going to be like the present, only more so. It's going to be very different. And if that's true, then you're going to need educational systems to create a different educational experience so that the kids, when they go through the educational system, are going to be able to take their place in this new world and be able to be successful.